right, welcome to the podcast. So we don't know what the name is yet.
Yeah.
We're here enjoying our Coca-Cola glass refreshers. I cut myself trying to open Jacob's just now.
Yeah, that wasn't
I
good.
tried opening it with my fingers and So how's your sex life?
Probably not as good as yours.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, so I had to pick up some more hours at the chicken place.
Yeah.
Because I told myself I'd never go back there after I, quit.
Yeah.
And I started working at the hotel, which has been great. But my boss, my paychecks went from like $500 to like $200, like every paycheck.
Right.
It was like cut in half. So I had to do, I had to switch to go back to the chicken place because Christmas time, I'm buying everybody Christmas presents. I don't have money,
Yeah.
And so I picked up more hours, and I remember how much I hate my boss, dude. Jerome. It's just so stupid.
But so that's the only reason you went back there is because you don't have enough hours at the hotel?
Yeah.
And why go back there? Why not find like another side job?
Because that's the only place that I can find that's flexible like I need. Like I need somewhere that I can just go in, bring in some cash for the holidays and then leave, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I can't go into just like some other place that doesn't know me and just be like, yeah, can you just hire me for the month of December and then I'm going to leave. Like businesses don't want that. So I need somewhere that's like I need somewhere that's flexible and they know me. Right. And they're not a very put together like business. I mean, not to throw shade, but they're not the most, you know what I mean? They're not the most up to date type of place. They're, they don't work the way normal businesses do.
Right.
They don't give you lunch breaks. Yeah. They don't give you half-hour breaks. So that's the reason why I went back there, because they're flexible the way I need it to be. And I can just go in for December, get money for Christmas, and then leave.
Yeah, that's cool. But you're not like... So you kind of are an employee, but you're kind of just side stuff.
I'm part-time. And I just go in. I work about 8 hours a week. I only work 2 days a week there. And so I told him I wouldn't do the chicken or the dishes. I told him I would do the front end, work the front, give people their food. I'll stock the coolers, and that's it, So that's all I do there. I don't work with the chicken. I don't do the dishes because that was my demise, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's cool. You're picking up some more hours for the presents for people. So
let's talk about like the podcast and like what we're starting with it. How we're just because we don't have a name yet. We don't have any promotional images that we've put out. We don't have any videos or nothing as of recording this, nobody knows that we're doing a podcast except for us,
Yeah. And
I didn't know this until you brought it up, the other day. You said, let's do a podcast. And I said, yeah, we've talked about it. So, any sort of names, logos, that'll come after the recording of this. So this is more of like a see how it goes, And I don't know how it's going to be. Are we going to have like just me and you and then we'll have guest stars, or just me, you for now, and maybe we'll add our buddy Cole because
maybe I'm honestly not too sure how this is gonna go.
But we'll just see. But Cole, he couldn't come today because we couldn't pick him up. That's just a joke, but it seems like every time we go hang out with Cole, he's like, "Can you pick us up?"
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, if this goes well, this is gonna be weird because this is gonna be the thing that starts it, and before everything else. This is really early on, so
right. I like it because you could seriously roll up like in your PJs, and record this, and they'd never know, because usually we're used to putting out, skits and videos and stuff
Yeah.
And we gotta like get into costume and whatnot, and actually, do all these different shots. But now it's like, I don't have to go back and edit and go, oh my god, look at my face, Ew, dude, why do I sound like that, So now, we actually have this, so you don't see us. Little do they know, I mean, we could be in a back alley somewhere,
Yeah.
Until later on we might start doing like a video portion so we can put on YouTube for them to see maybe, but for right now it's just, strictly a podcast. So.
Yeah, until I get out to that bigger audience or we're on like...
For right now, the only audience is going to be my grandpa. Shout out to Grandpa.
Dude, I didn't even notice I had this on my shoe. Like,
you got a sticker on your shoe.
This is a tomato sticker. I must have stepped on it when I was at work the other day. That's kind of funny.
And there go my dogs going nuts because somebody just pulled in the driveway. So what do you think of the new online Zoom school?
Dude, honestly, it's not too bad. It's just, I don't know. It's not the same as school, so it's...
Because as for me, I've been doing online all junior year.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't want to deal with the mask thing in school.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, from the time school started, the masks were still really annoying to me. I mean, I wore them. I wasn't the type of guy, forget masks, I still wore them. But since then, I've gotten more comfortable with the masks.
Yeah.
So I could have totally worn them like all day during school, but at the start of school, I really didn't want to, because school, they're so strict. They're like, you can't go to the bathroom without signing out. You can't go to lunch without having a hall pass. They're so strict about everything. And
right.
I said, if I have my mask below my nose, they're gonna, treat me like it'll be like Germany in the 40s. So I didn't want to be like that.
Right.
So I said I'll stay home, and I have a nice desk set up, so I'm perfectly fit. It's not like I have a little Chromebook on my bed. I've got a nice setup. I can do it perfectly fine. And then they started the new Zoom calls, since everybody went online instead of just the choosing. So it went from like only a handful of people online to the whole school. So now all the schools are on a Zoom call, and I hate it, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, personally, I chose the in school because, after working like the whole summer, like 40 hours a week, I'd have to wear that mask, and I just got used to it over that time. So then I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I'll go in person. I've got nothing really to worry about myself, but like, I can wear that mask the correct way, unlike half the other kids at this school.
Right.
Just because I've done it so much, and it's just I'm used to it. But this online stuff, I don't like it, dude.
I hate it because, I mean, before I hate school. Nobody really likes school. It's just schools. Teachers have always made me so angry. I've always really disliked school. Having to raise your hand to go to the bathroom, having to wait, you can't have peanuts for a snack. It's so strict, But online, I can pee whenever I want to,
Yeah.
I can get a snack whenever I want to, and it could be peanut butter if I want, because there's no, people allergic to peanut butter anymore, at my house. So, but now that everybody's online, you have to report to the calls, and I used to be able to take a test. And, like, legitimately, I'd have the power to cheat. I'd have the power of clicking open a new tab, at my fingertips. Yeah. Now, did I do that? I don't know, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But now, during the Zooms, it's so stupid because they say you have to have your cameras on, you have to have your microphones muted, you have to be up, presentable, dressed, in a appropriate background. It's so strict.
Yeah, no pets.
No, yeah, they sent that out in the email. No pets.
Mm-hmm.
So if my dogs need to go out so they don't poop in my living room, forget it. I can't leave my desk to go let them out.
Yeah.
So once again, they're controlling us, even though I'm not even at school.
Right.
Yeah.
There's things that happen that you can't really control.
You can't control.
Say your Wi-Fi goes out or something.
Yeah.
The same thing with the dogs.
The dogs, yeah. Because I used that excuse before because I think my Wi-Fi actually did go out, or I forgot what the situation was, but my Wi-Fi was out, or I couldn't get to my service wasn't working. I forget where I was, but emailed my teacher. I got in all my other classes, but when it came to the last class, I said, hey, my Wi-Fi went out. I can't get to the Zoom. And she emailed me back, oh, heard that one before, or something like that. I was like, my goodness, And in the grade book, I had a 0 for attendance that day. I hate it, but it's fine. It's whatever.
They shouldn't really be doing that though. Like that stuff does happen.
It does happen, yeah.
Sure, it can be used as an excuse by the few kids, but if a person's attendance is like really good normally, and they just come to this one class and it's not working, then that's just unfair. But
because I don't like teachers. Because this one teacher, my English teacher, the same teacher that sent me that email, she gave me an assignment, and apparently she didn't like how it was written, so right. I sent, and she gave me a 0 out of 4. I'll read you the email I sent her, dude. I was so mad. Do you mind handing me another Coke?
Yeah, I got you. Don't cut your finger this time.
So this is what my email said. Good evening, Miss... dummy. I'm emailing in regards to the literary analysis precis assignment. I received a rather poor grade, and after reviewing your comments, I can see where some areas may be improved. However, I am left shocked in some areas of your grading. In the audience category, I received a 3 out of 4. What I wrote is as follows. The author wrote this with a middle-aged crowd or people involved with the law and criminal justice in mind. I'm confused as to of what this is lacking to receive a 4. It clearly states who the author's suggested audience is. Furthermore, I received a 0 out of 4 in the developmental sentence category. I feel that this was a harsh grade to give, and I was not given any context as to of why I received such a poor grade in this category. With all due respect, I feel this overall grade was rather unnecessary. Do you mind further explaining the reasoning behind this grade? Please forgive me if this comes across as impolite. Have a good day. Thank you. So that was my way of, giving her the middle finger with, the most polite
Yeah.
And she, 2 days went by, she didn't respond. I was like, and I followed up. I said, hey, just following up, haven't got a response. What's up? She goes, oh, I didn't see it. My bad. Let's get on a Zoom call and we'll talk it out. I go, oh, no. Because now I can't hide behind my keyboard. I actually have to talk to her face to face.
Yeah.
And oh, I was so mad. But we talked it out. We resolved it. She told me the reasoning why, and so she didn't give me a better grade, but that's fine. You have that same teacher.
English?
For English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to go into that in too much detail, but yeah.
No. Yeah, so that made me mad, but that's just a icing on the cake of that online school, dude.
Right.
I hate it.
Hopefully, after Christmas, the in-person people will be able to go back, and you guys will just be back to your regular online kind of stuff.
I'm hoping Gretch comes in clutch,
I mean, she already extended it once. It's up until the 20th now, so...
Yeah, now we got Sleepy Joe in the presidency. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really scared. I think I would be a better president than the 2 candidates that we had, dude. Me and you would be a better president. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, it's all still kind of a mystery. And then we got the vaccine coming out soon, too.
Yeah, and some people aren't going to take it. Some people... I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Obama and Biden are going to get it on live television to, prove that it's safe or whatever.
Yeah.
But did I tell you I joined this group on Facebook?
Probably not.
It's a neighborhood watch group on Facebook somewhere up near Port Huron area.
Yeah.
But it's it's not anywhere near here. So I decided to stir up a little bit of, I decided to stir something up, in the group.
Yeah.
I said, I've noticed a pesky skunk that won't leave my family and I alone. Anyone else seen Pepe Le Pew? And Pepe Le Pew is like the cartoon skunk,
Yeah.
Some chick, Jane, says, depends where you live. I said, and I had to go on Google Maps and look up, a road.
Yeah.
Near Center Road. That doesn't narrow things down much.
Yeah.
I live on Main Street. A couple of years ago, I had a family of 6 kits living under my shed. 4 fell into the neighbor's window well. 1 died, and 1 grew into adulthood. I was like, what the heck, Jane? And then this other guy goes, what's the nearest crossroad? And I said, shoot. So I had to look up, Google Maps again. I said, by Center and Wagner Road. And she goes, you have too many fields around you. And I look on Google Maps and I zoom in. And it's nothing but fields for miles. I go, oh no. And I said, I know. Do skunks live in fields? And then some guy goes, this page is worthless.
Of course you did.
It was so funny. I thought it was hilarious, dude.
That is pretty funny.
I would, dude, and I just get to, I'm in the safety of my bedroom on my phone, like, a couple hours away, so.
Yeah.
I could, there's a lot I could do with that, but I'm not gonna. I just joke about the skunks. I should say, I saw Jane sneaking in with Lorraine's husband. I could stir up some real stuff, but I won't.
So, the first week of, or a few weeks into March, once COVID pretty much hit, what were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah, like after we all got shut down and stuff like that.
Well, I had big plans. I was going to get my letter and track this year. I was gonna beat my time, because last year I was like, I think milliseconds away from, the time to get your letter, something like that. This year I was for sure gonna beat it. I was running, because right when it shut down is when COVID hit, and we got shut down. So, right when it shut down is right when track was starting.
Yeah.
So I was running around the block every day after school, really getting ready, and
Right.
And it shut down. I said, shoot, and so track was no more, baseball was no more. I was supposed to go to prom last year, because Bella's a grade above me. I was going to prom. I don't know. I had a lot of stuff that I was hoping to do.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing baseball just during the summer, when things kind of cooled down and everything.
Right.
People started opening up a little bit. We did a little bit of baseball, little tiny season. But I was just sitting at home, dude. I started to work out a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't have equipment. I was just doing push-ups and stuff, just trying to get bulk, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot. Looking back, I wish I would have really done something with the time,
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I would have committed to, like, a project, because a lot of people came out with, like, new hobbies and
Right.
stuff like that, I really wanted to, like, come out, looking like Dwayne Johnson or something. Or, like, maybe come out, with a movie script, written, ready to record, ready to start shooting a film or something. But I didn't. I just sat around, But I will say I didn't, because there's also a lot of people at home doing nothing. They, like, started to eat and get fat, not me.
Right.
So I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't do that too. But,
What did you do?
The first, I'll start off with this. Okay, so a week before this happened, me and my friend Jacob, we were he got his license back in like early March, so he came and picked me up. We went to Wendy's, and it's the weirdest thing because just a week before, everything was normal, and
nobody had any clue what was about to happen.
Nobody, not at all. I mean, it was out there.
It was stirring up, but nobody suspected.
We didn't think it'd get that far, but we were going out. We went to Wendy's and sat down and ate, and then it was a beautiful day that day too. It was crazy, but just later that week actually, all that happened and everything was shut down. You couldn't go inside to eat anywhere. It was crazy. It was so weird knowing that just a few days prior was the last time you'd be able to go in and do things normally and like sit down and it was crazy. But
looking back, it's like blurry. I don't really remember it that well because everything blurred together. Like day by day went by. I just remember I went the last day of school. We didn't know it was going to be our last day.
Right.
They just said don't come back on Friday. It was a Thursday.
Yeah.
We went in to school. I got back, and I went to Arby's, and I got this really good chocolate shake. And we went inside, and we got, and ordered and walked out. And it was so good. And then I just remember, we got like emails or calls, I don't remember, but they said, don't come back to school tomorrow. And
yep.
It was weird. And just like that, toilet paper was gone. If I look back in my phone, I can see, I had 3 rolls of toilet paper, and I said, for sale, $10 each. Because it was so weird. It was like the potato famine, dude.
Yeah.
We just had no toilet paper.
But yeah, actually, also looking back, that was the week of our spring concerts. So it was Wednesday. It was the Wednesday before pretty much everything got shut down. Honestly, basically the day before. It was that Wednesday though. I got up, went to school. Had to get off, go to work actually.
I went to work that day too.
Yeah, and it was normal. Like nothing was shut down yet, but there were so many people going inside. Everybody came out with toilet paper. Not one person came out. Not one person didn't have toilet paper.
Right, and Jacob works at Kroger. For anybody
the grocery store. Everybody's coming out with like their carts filled with food, toilet paper.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that it was the apocalypse, dude.
Yeah, and then, actually after I got off my shift at like I think it was 6:30 or something like that, 6. Anyway, I had to book it straight up to the high school to make the concert because I had a concert that night. Because I was in jazz, and then our other concert was on the next day, Thursday, and
so you were running out of Kroger with your tux on, ready to go.
Pretty much, no. Like I booked it up there, and then I had to get dressed really quickly because we were like the next ones up. So I forgot my music too, which was really sad. But anyway, that's besides the point. And then the next morning we get up, go to school like normal. And our band director's like, I don't think we're going to have a concert tonight.
Really?
So we're there. We're like, so what are we going to do? And he's like, we'll either have to do it tomorrow morning, Friday morning, and like record it, live stream it or something for the parents to see. So this would be that Friday. And then Thursday night, there was still a possibility that we were going to go. But he just canceled it and said we're going to do it Friday, later in that afternoon. And once it was postponed to Friday during school, it was like 11 o'clock at night when the governor came on and said, as of Monday, we're not going to go back to school.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be shut down. But, everybody on that Friday just said, forget it. We're not gonna take that chance, and we're gonna just shut down that Friday instead.
Right.
So we never had our concert, which was really sad because we worked.
Yeah, like band especially.
Yeah.
Like that's like your whole, the whole leading up to it. Months is just.
We practiced every single day.
Right.
That whole period, and then the day comes and it was just canceled. So we never played that music either. So all of it was
just trash.
Just trashed. So
that's like me. I was, running around the block. I was starting to get, ready for track. Everybody had, those big plans and I mean, it was spring. It was just starting to be getting warmer. Like it was just when things were starting to happen. So
yeah.
It hit at like the worst time. Everybody had something, exciting going on.
Yeah, or that was coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, back then, nowadays we're all equipped with our webcams and our computers, but back then, nobody had like their. Yeah.
Is this a live podcast? Am I interrupting?
Yeah.
Oh, we're recording. We're not live then. Hi,
up?
Internet.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this out.
I know.
Anyways, nowadays everybody has their webcams, their Zoom downloaded on the computer. We're more equipped to handle the online virtual world now. We now have grandma on FaceTime and everything, but because we've been living in this world for the last couple of months where we can't be face to face with, everybody, so we're all equipped with all this technology that we can use all these tools. But back then, in March, not everybody had all that stuff, ready to go.
Yeah, and some people still don't have much now.
Yeah, but
but
a lot of people have at least something, whether it's, they've got the Zoom app on their phone, or they've got, but like back then, the option of we're all just going to record our band and give it out,
right.
It might not have been easily accessible for everybody, but nowadays, if we're more equipped to do a virtual type thing like that now because we've been doing it for the past forever,
Right.
So
right.
the idea of doing thing virtual is more, it's a more reality to us, instead of, because what I'm saying is back then, if you said, we're gonna have our band live stream online, it'd be, what the heck, why? But now, I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, this is just gonna change everything. Like, the digital world wasn't as big as it is now, and like being online and having that opportunity and stuff. We have like this whole digital online kind of stuff now that clearly we didn't have like back in March,
right?
And or even before then, because everybody would still go talk to each other face to face, hang out more and stuff like that. But now everybody's just using all this digital stuff, and it kind of isn't as good, in my personal opinion, because we're not getting that human interaction that we used to.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that won't be the same because with the opportunities that we've had, not being able to see each other, that's opened up opportunities for a lot of changes in this world, like contactless delivery and stuff.
Right.
That aspect might never go away.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I mean, it started with the McDonald's kiosks.
Mm-hmm.
You order your food 4 feet from the real person at the counter instead of interacting with them. It kind of started like that, but they opened those before we even needed it.
Yeah.
Now but I'm scared that we're not gonna go back to a complete normal.
Right.
Like I'm scared we'll be robbed of like a good lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this is definitely gonna change all of our lives and like how we live them from pretty much now on.
Right. I'm just hoping that we'll go back to what we used to know life was, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like that Luke Combs song that he wrote about, you know. I miss my mom, miss my dad, miss the road, I miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands, you know. There'll be light after dark someday when we aren't 6 feet apart, you know.
Yeah.
I really like the song because it really sums up everything that's going on.
Yeah, it does.
I liked it because there's a lot of things that if you ever find a song, like if you're going through something and you find a song that's like really matching, you know,
Yeah.
and you really like it, you know, really speaks to you. That's what I thought about that song 6 Feet Apart by Luke Combs. It was just singing about, you know, everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And it was cool, dude.
But yeah, I do hope that like I said, it's not going to be quite the same, you know. We'll still be like more cautious about germs and stuff, washing our hands quite a bit more,
which is a good thing.
And that's another thing he says in his the song. Overwash my hands. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably gonna happen. But you know, I just hope someday that it's gonna be somewhat back to normal and we'll be able to live like we used to.
But we've been through multiple, like in years, like decades past. You know, we've been through all these different plagues. You know. Yeah. And that was back when, you know, civilization, I mean, life wasn't as developed. Like, this was back when science wasn't as evolved. So they weren't able to create vaccines. They weren't able to wash their hands, you know? Even worse, like, they like, dumped their poop, like, in the streets, you know, in some back then, you know? So their water wasn't as good, you know? So we're in the best time to be alive right now, you know, as far as we know. We're more advanced as we ever have been, so we have, you know, the science and technology to kind of overcome this. Yeah. As opposed to years past, like decades past so that's kind of what we have on our side living in this day and age, but I'm just hoping that we'll be able to get rid of it. It's just, even though we have the science getting smarter and smarter, the people are getting dumber and dumber. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, people are not as willing to do what they need to do to combat this virus, you know? So, it's just,
you know, there's the good parts of it and the downsides, you know? If people, like you said, aren't quite, like, let's say, cooperating or whatever, and just not really caring, giving too much cares about it, and stuff like that, then it's
I do have hope that it will go away, you know, because I mean, just me and you, because it got super bad, we were on that shutdown from March until whenever, and it started opening up slowly. And now we're kind of on like a second shutdown, but it's not as, you know, harsh. Yeah. Right before that second shutdown, me and you went out for that burger at Red Robin because we saw it coming. Because we knew she was coming on. Yeah. We knew she had something to say. So we said, let's go out, get a burger. You know, we'll enjoy our last, you know, meal inside. Because, all restaurants are closed now except for drive-thru. Or takeout,
and you know, kind of help support them too, because you know that's tough. You know, you're shut down for so long, and then you're able to reopen, then you're ordered to shut down again. Yeah, that's tough on them too. So
I understand the people going, you know, upset about it, but at the same time, you have every right to be upset. But at the same time, you know, you can't blame our governor. You know,
you're right,
because she doesn't want this, you know, because as much as I like to, you know, poke fun how the Grinch stole Christmas, you know, it's just because she's the face of what's happening. She's not, you know, the person. She's not COVID itself, you know.
Right.
If COVID was a person, I'd be mad at it, but
I don't
know.
I guess, it's just we'll see what happens.
I'm just worried that because now with the masks, I make all these faces under my mask
Mm-hmm.
because before my face is exposed, so if I see somebody, I can't go like, ugh, like make a weird face.
Right.
I can do it with the mask on, and they don't know. So, I'm just gonna be like having my tongue out and be like, oh shoot, my mask isn't on, and forget that like I don't have a mask.
Yeah.
I'll be like giving people looks and be like, oh shoot, they can see my facial expressions, like forget
Yeah.
that my mask isn't on. But the good part is sometimes I'll smile at people instead of being like, oh hi, I'll give them a smile,
Yeah.
They can't see that really. Sometimes you can tell with the squint of the eyes maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but not really, so it's that part I'm happy because I can like give somebody a smile and they'll be able to see it.
Yeah. But like, let's say you're kind of like laughing at someone, that's kind of nice because you're like,
you can snicker under your
yeah,
mask.
but you can't really tell too much. I mean, you can sort of tell, but
Yeah, it's good, but it's not.
yeah. It's gonna be weird when we don't have to wear masks anymore,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be like, oh, I feel like I should be. Honestly, even now, like, let's say you're watching like an old TV show or something, and they're like, why are they not wearing masks? Just looking at a picture or something
I do
like that too.
dude. It's weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be walking up the steps to my front door, and I'll go shoot my mask, and I go, I'm walking in my own house. I said, and I almost, it's so stupid.
Well, it means it's becoming sort of a habit now. So
Right.
that's honestly a good thing. But
My hope is as soon as we get in the habit of it, it'll stop. So we have to get in the habit of not wearing it.
you're right. I'm sure still people will still be doing it just because it is
Yes.
such a habit at that
Yeah.
point. It's like getting in your car with your seatbelt. Just
Right. It's a habit.
yeah.
Speaking of cars, dude, why do you have an Instagram account for yours? I've countless times I've thought about making one for me, for my car.
You should, dude.
No, because
It'd be kind of cool.
I drive a 2003 Dodge Neon with a primer, hood, and front bumper.
That makes it stick out, dude. Everybody knows who you are.
I know, but my brother's driven that car a few times to school.
Except for that.
And so they recognize I can't drive around the school without hillbilly, and throwing stuff at me because they think it's Austin because they've seen him drive it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my
Oh
goodness.
no. This again.
Yeah, it's not. No. False alarm.
It's not Austin. They look at you and like, who's that guy?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. But that's I think I should make an Instagram account. I don't know. Something about people who drive Subarus. It's like the Jeep world. Because the Jeeps, when they drive, they how they have their Jeep wave. They go, or no, it's 2 fingers or something like that. All the Jeep people are in like a cult.
Yeah.
And I think that's true with the Subaru people. Because
Yeah.
I've seen you. You're always sending me pictures. Look, a fellow Subaru. I'm like, I don't
You're
know.
just jealous because you don't have fellow neons.
I see
Or Dodge
I see
people.
neons, more than you would think. But I would never like say anything about seeing another neon unless it was red. If it was all primer
Yeah.
and they had a red hood and front bumper, I'd pull over and I'd say, swap me,
Yeah. You know how funny that would be?
It'd be at a stoplight and I'd be like, stop, brother, hang on.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be, pull into the shell up here. We're gonna swap. That's what I'd say.
Oh.
We need to finish that video. The one that we were filming Halloween. It's been since
yeah.
Halloween.
Has it actually?
It was Halloween morning that we shot that.
Oh, it was.
We did a
Dude, that was. Oh, that was over a month ago.
That was like a month and a half ago. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's getting colder too. It was cold that day, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that drove me crazy though. Because we went out. We got up early, like 6:30. Got dressed, got ready. And I was a newscaster. Cole was just some guy walking. You came in later on, but we didn't shoot that part yet.
Yeah.
So you were the cameraman the whole time. All Cole had to do. We could have got through the whole scene, you know.
Yeah.
All Cole had to do was walk from one point of the sidewalk to the other point of the sidewalk. And he couldn't do it without laughing.
Yeah.
It was so hard, and it's so because we've been doing this whole video thing since before we hit puberty, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this forever, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know Cole as much because he's kind of like a bandwagon type person that just hops in for comedic, you know,
Right.
purposes, but you'd still think he'd, you know
Right.
he
Right.
by now. Because, I don't know. But he just had to walk from one end of the sidewalk to the other, and he couldn't. That took up most of our time.
I know, it did.
What makes me so mad is I would like, he did it one time after like the 700th take,
Yeah.
and I was like, Cole, and I was like whining like that,
Yeah.
and he thought I was crying. He goes, dude, don't cry. I was like, I'm not crying. And now we're playing Xbox. Andrew, remember that time you cried because I didn't do the take right? And he doesn't let me forget about it. It drives me crazy. I wasn't crying, dude. How about you learn how to walk without smiling in front of a camera?
I know, yeah.
It was funny, dude, but
It was a little frustrating.
it was really, and it was cold, dude, which was the worst.
That was probably getting to us too a little bit.
Yeah, we were super cold, so that's why we
And
were so uptight about it.
Right, we just wanted to get it done and get out of there.
And the intent was, you can film inside,
Yeah.
and film one shot every, you know, at different times of the month, and you'd have no idea.
Right.
When you're shooting outside, you have to take into account, you know, if it's overcast, if it's sunny, what time of the day is, where the sun's at. Because if you do half the scene, you know, when it's sunny in the morning and the other half when it's cloudy in the afternoon,
Mhm.
you're going to tell. It's going to be super cheesy looking, you know?
Right, because it's going to be dark
It's-
and then
yeah,
sunny
it's-
and it's just not going to look right.
It's just one cut to the other. So what we have to do now is we have to, like, watch, because we didn't get through that whole outdoor scene.
Mhm.
We have to watch for the weather now and make sure that the weather calls for the exact same weather that day.
Mhm.
It has to be the exact same time, has to be, you know, that sort of thing. So it's even more frustrating because we didn't get it done. Now we have to match that exact
Right.
weather.
Or we're going to have to do it again too because
Or we'll
it
just-
was like fallish too. So
Yeah.
like leaves might have been changing. I don't know. I haven't seen the video in a while, but we might have to just redo it.
Which kind of makes me upset because we got some good shots.
Yeah.
It looks really funny, but
Yeah.
it's just about, I don't know if I want to like give away on the podcast like the video, but I wrote up a script and it's about like this guy and it's like it's like a, you know, kind of concept that's been in like a movie a few times. So it's not like I came up with the whole idea, you know, myself, but I wrote the script and it's
Right.
about this guy, and it's like he gets approached by a newscaster, you know, hey, can we get some shots of you for the newscast, you
Yeah.
know? You know, just walk here to there. We're just going to get some shots, you know. And he's like, oh, cool. And he's calling all his friends, you know, you got to watch the news. I'm on it. And then he gets all of his friends together. Everybody's watching the news to see this guy on the news.
Right.
And it turns out they're using the footage to, like, poke fun at him. Say, oh, the most retard, you know, it turns out Americans are more retarded than ever, you know. And it's, like, him, like, walking funny and stuff. And, like, what he thought was, like, he looked all cool. We, like, took all the bad shots of him and put
Right.
it on the news for, like, a completely... And he's, like, watching it on the couch with his buddies. And he's like, oh, my God. You know, and he's... And it would
Right.
it would have been really good, and it would have been a good concept because,
Yeah.
we'll get it.
We'll get it eventually. We'll get that down.
Mhm.
But all right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, I've been Andrew Kelly. Have a good day.
Yeah. This is Jacob Bialowicz, and yeah.
See ya.